Hello, dear YouTube friends. I'm very grateful that you come and visit my channel. Many of you regular, some might just dip in once or a few times, but I'm very grateful that whatever is shared here, which always feels incredibly alive, I'm glad that it is landing for some people and hopefully is helpful on your journey out of the matrix and into the field, into the heavenly field, because that's where we're all heading. The problem is, of course, that we get stuck in the belief systems, the hypnotic suggestions, the limiting expressions and experiences and memories from the matrix that can make it very hard to kind of keep moving on and stay on the track of where we want to go. Um, of course, where we want to go, where we all want to go, especially those of us who are meeting here on my channel. We want to go home, home to heaven, not as an ending of our lives, but maybe ending of our lives as we know ourselves and have come to believe that that's who we are. And then the journey is to come back home here, outside of that contracted, limited, unhappy uh, matrix identity and move right back in through the heart, to the heart, in the heart that's connected to the field, to the heavenly field. We can call it the heavenly field today. So here we are, right? In the matrix, and we're done. We want to get out of the matrix. We want to go back to heaven. So we set an intention. I want to be free. I want to live in love. I want to be guided by peace and by fullness. And I want to go there. So many of us have done this for many, many years, and some have been very successful, and many have not. And it's all these these accumulated energetic blocks, beliefs, constrictions, and memories and trauma, all this accumulated density that keep getting in the way of us reaching our goal where we want to go. Even though we have, have the best of intentions and we start out really knowing we want to go there, it's when these obstacles show up that we usually turn back here. And then we try to resolve the issues on this plane. And we're usually not very successful in that. I actually taught a class some years ago, and it's still available on my website, called Say Yes to Yourself Without Guilt or Doubt. And that was a 6-week course, I think, where we're really meeting these blocks, these things that get in the way from us reaching our goal. Now, we may reach part of the goal, we may feel more connected, we may experience ourselves as more loving and open. Things will change in our lives, but we know that we're not there yet. There's just like, yeah, no, I'm not free yet. There's still something getting in my way. And this six week class or course, which is downloadable now, it really helps you um, identify these blocks and learn how to move beyond them. We all have many, 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 too many maybe, unconscious barriers and beliefs that we actually don't even know are there. I've talked about, the matrix whisper that is kind of really behind the scenes, and it's just like, it's never gonna happen to you. Did you hear that? It's probably much, much less loud. And that's those whispers. They just get the best of us, and we don't even know it. So that's why many times when I share my videos here, I like to expose some of them. So we can all really like take a look at, is this something that's whispering here, behind closed doors somehow, but it's coming through and it's coloring my experience. It is coloring my experience in a way that I never reach my goal. I have the intention, I take off, I have a bag full of whatever I think I need to get there, and like energy and fuel, and something to keep me going. It could be some good memory, some good statements or paragraphs of some inspirational books, something that you can lean into in case you feel like you're stalling, you're losing energy. So that's what that online class, Say Yes to Yourself Without Guilt or Doubt, is all about, if you would ever be interested in that. And and here we are. Okay, so I want to expose the one, it's never gonna happen to you. It's been a big one of mine too. We all have our kind of familiar ones that are probably handed down to us through our lineage, our parents, grandparents, and the whole structure. And very, 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 a very low whisper. You can barely hear it, you can barely feel it, but boy, it's got you. It's got you like, poof. So, with all these good intentions, and we go there and we feel good about it, and then maybe halfway through, when things are not really happening, it's like, okay, I'm halfway and nothing. I haven't reached the way here, but I'm out of this and nothing is happening. And it's very easy to be discouraged and then go back. Oop, right here. I've done it many times. And every time, there's maybe a deeper layer that gets revealed. So I can see more clearly what has been stopping me from going all the way home. So just consider this one that I'm whispering. I'm going to speak it a little louder now. It's never gonna happen to you. That's kind of a downer, isn't it? Here you come, yeah, I'm doing it, and I'm gonna make it all the way this time. I'm gonna set my intention, I'm gonna manifest my dream or my goal, not knowing that underneath there is this saboteur, we can call him, just sabotaging every attempt we make to go home. And what is there needs to be a stronger energy to not only match that one, but actually expand around it so that it doesn't get our energies anymore. And when we set an intention, which is very powerful, if we just do it from our mind, it will it will get us going for sure, for sure. But it's only going to get us this far because it is needing the right fuel. And that is what my 6-week course is all about. I'm not trying to sell you my course right now. I just want to kind of, refer back to it because that is exactly where you learn how to do that. And I'm going to share a little bit about it today. So you set your intention and you start moving home, and but there's this thing missing, and that is the fuel. And the fuel is the feeling. It's not just any feeling, because there are feelings, and these feelings are the ones that go, oh, it's never going to happen to you. I've tried it before. I'm going to set my intention and I'm going to go, but there's something underneath you can feel. It's like, it's never going to happen. I've seen it so many times, but I'll give it another try. Why not? And and then we get disappointed again and again and again. These structures, which today I'm going to call it's never going to happen to me, those are structures that, well, of course, they're structures of the matrix. And they are also, what we have inherited from our lineage and that we're carrying with us. Just remember, many of our up in our lineage, they may have been pioneers, or they might have just lived through these very, very hard times where they just worked so hard and it didn't really do much. They didn't get their dream and get to their dreams. So there's a disappointment, there's a jadedness, it's never going to happen anyway, but I'll keep trying. You can feel that energy. It's like, meh, meh. So we're not really putting the intention into the field with a vibration, with an aliveness, with a high frequency feeling. And those, of course, are some such things like joy, or love, or gratitude, something that makes us go, yes, it's something you feel in your body. It's not so much what emotion it is. I know gratitude is used as, that is a really important emotion. And it is, because it's a very high frequency emotion that easily overrides, it's never going to happen to you. So that is what is missing for most to fuel our intention. So, as long as we have these structures in place from our lineage, or just from the matrix, or maybe just from our, culture, whatever it is, it's so many things. They live in us as structures, as the truth. This is just how it is. Nobody's questioning it. We just inherit it, and we live that structure. We live that density. So I want to share again, I did a video on it recently, that maybe consider that these structures are not yours. This has helped me tremendously just recently, actually, where there was this structure I did not really know was there. But when I saw it, it cracked. It was like, oh my God. So then I've done the work, to separate myself from it, not to fix it, not to improve it, just make space and allow it to just complete its energy, while I'm just able to be present with it without engaging or anything. And it's really, really changing, as you may have experienced yourself. So these structures really need to be met, because they are the ones that get in the way of the fuel, that energy, that fuel of a high frequency emotion that makes you like, yes, yes, I'm going. Yes, I want this. Yes, I deserve this. Whatever it is, but there's a big feeling of yes in it. And I believe I did a meditation on that, that you can check in this link above. So when you get that, that high frequency feeling of yes, or it's like you really send an energy into the field. Remember, the field is who we are. It's not separate from us. But we have separated ourselves from it by focusing on these old structures. So when they start dissolving, then we can actually experience that we already are the field where everything that we would ever want is already here. And so without that structure, it is so much easier to connect with the field and really feeling like that by sending out an emotion or an intention with that high frequency energy, you can you can literally feel that you are impacting the field. You are connecting with the field. You are igniting something in the field that it can open up in your own experience. So it is all in the energy. It's all in the frequency and feelings. I'm not sure if I'm making sense. It's making sense to me because I'm kind of living it. But if I'm missing something, feel free to comment and ask questions. And maybe I can get it more clear next time, or maybe in the comments. But when you get to that, when you really know that the field is not separate from who you are, it is you. Everything you would ever consider wanting is in the field, is you. It's not separate from you. It cannot be separate from you because it's a wholeness, it's a oneness. There cannot be separation in that. So when you're not focusing on that, I talked about this thing that we put in between us, right? And then we focus on, I can't have that. It's never going to happen to me. You miss the connection with the field. The field is here, but you're missing the connection to it. And when you feel a connection, and then when you put out an intention, it will give you a sense of joy, exhilaration, like, oh, this is really possible. And then you live in that high frequency feeling. And that is the frequency of the field. And then there is no separation. So whatever you want is the field announcing itself to us. We just need to do whatever we can to not identify it with these old structures of limitation. And then, of course, it's a matter of going back to feeling that intention with joy, with gratitude, with love, whatever it is, often, really often. And it's not like a task or a chore at all. It's more like a joy because it feels so good. It's like, oh, yes, 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 yes. And the more we do that, the more the yes, connects with the field where everything is already there, basically waiting for us to connect with instead of doing what we've done for so long, to disconnect and look away. So if there's anything that's missing in you know, in your goal, in what you really long for, I bet there is a belief, a very limited belief that you either haven't seen or you don't know what to do with. That happens too, very frequently. Um, and you just don't know how to get past it. But you can. You absolutely can. And that's several of my latest videos have been about, how to really disengage from that and realizing that it's not you and it's not yours. It's either old structures from your ancestors or just structures from the matrix. It's really all the same because Everybody has gone through that, whatever lineage you're in and whatever level and how long ago. Doesn't matter. The bottom line is that we need to do whatever we can to connect back to the deepest longing in our hearts. And then realize that the longing you feel there is because the field is making itself, is announcing itself to you as the fulfillment that you're longing for. So we need to go and feel the longing, know what we want. That's the intention. And then we kind of open up to the field as that frequency vibration. And then it's going to start getting into coherence because it has to, because it just has to. So think a little bit about, if you have an intention and it hasn't, nothing has changed for you, be curious, what is that silent whisper that's telling you, whatever it's telling you. It may not be you can't have it or it's never going to happen to me. You might have another flavor. So be very curious and alert. And then that's where the work begins to really get that one dissolved. And then you can rest in that higher frequency of what is already here for you. Thank you, friends.